So I was eating tacos in the East Village with a few of my friends when one of them mentioned that when he went to high school, 3 of his teachers got busted on 3 separate occasions for sleeping with students. And this unsavory but lascivious detail amused us all, but the psychologist among us asked, well, why have I not heard about this before? Not so much why haven't you told me this story, but why is this not a story that I've heard in the papers? They had also grown up in Kansas, not in the same town, but thought, well, surely this could have made state news. And it got me thinking, why had this person not heard of it? And we began discussing what makes a local story a national story. What gets it over the threshold? Why do journalists choose some stories and pass over others? And when I was pressed on the question, it got me thinking about, well, in this particular case, with a student sleeping with a teacher, it has to be more than that narrative arc alone. It has to be extra details. Like, for instance, perhaps the teacher was a female and got pregnant by the student. That would add a whole layer of lascivious detail that most people would not admit to reading, but probably would read. Or perhaps the teacher was a health teacher, and while teaching sex ed, was also simultaneously sleeping with the student, adding a whole another level of irony to that story. Or it could be as simple as the teacher is just more attractive than the average teacher, and so there's a nice photo that could go at the top of the headline when running the story that people would click. Each time there has to be some sort of additional detail or bonus to the story that would add a hook. And it got me thinking, really, journalism often is not that different than talent scouting. A talent scout goes around the local town, bars, clubs, looking for the next musician or artist that they can take to a larger audience, to maybe a bigger city. And journalism is a bit like that. It's talent scouting for information. It's combing through niches or Twitter or little local news, trying to find information or stories that could appeal to a broader audience. And in a way, it's operating the same way a talent scout is. They're just operating under different things. A talent scout is looking for people, or a journalist is looking for information. But they're both using the same mechanics. And it's an interesting way of thinking about journalism that had never really occurred to me until this dinner. Something to think about. Like, subscribe if you found this moderately interesting. Or you can click around here for another video. See you guys tomorrow. Bye.